everybody, one of Wiisdom here. The time has come, the pool table is stocked. We're gonna get to opening up Skylanders Imaginators. This is basically a launch day haul. This will consist of Waves 1 and Waves 2. And this was all sent out by the good folks at Skylanders, so big thanks to them. That said, the game is available in Australia. It'll be the 14th, I believe, in Europe, and then of course here in the US on the 16th. And we're going to go ahead and get started here with the starter pack for the simple fact I need to get the game downloaded, and then we're going to move on into some of the standalone Sensei packs. But I have to say, while this is kind of standard packaging, run-of-the-mill that we've seen the past couple of years, the packaging on the Creation Crystals and the Sensei packs is amazing. So this looks good, but those look amazing. It's another level. Trap Team was pretty good, and then this is just, they've raised the bar. So we'll get to that, but what we want to cover here, $74.99 is going to be the retail price. This is the standard pack. Most people I know that got the review copies, they went PS4. That way, you know, you get Crash Bandicoot, Neo Cortex. I don't have a PS4. I do PC, 3DS, Wii U, Xbox One. Got a PS2, but of course that's not an available platform. So lots of people will be unboxing that, but this is the Xbox One Standard Edition. This is pretty much what you will see for Xbox One 360 Standard PS, which I don't know why you'd get that, but anyway, I guess you'd save a little bit of cash if you're not into Crash, as the logic, I suppose. But that's sort of kind of if you had Nintendo and you didn't care for Bowser and Donkey. It just doesn't make sense. But anyway, standard stuff here. Wii U, folks, $74.99. And I want to mention before we get into this, I've covered all this long ago in the past, but $99.99 is the Crash Pack, MSRP, and the Dark Edition, exclusive to GameStop. You're going to have Dark Master Kingpin, Dark Golden Queen, Dark Wolfgang, which is a big bonus in my opinion, and then you get not only a Fire Creation Crystal, but I believe Life and Dark. That's important because, as best I understand, Fire currently is going to only be available in the starter pack, and I think right now Dark may be limited to a starter pack. That'll change, you know, as we progress and more stuff is released, but I believe that is correct right now. Correct me if I'm wrong, but here we are. This is what we're looking at. We got Master Kingpin, the Fire Creation Crystal, and the Golden Queen. My apologies, that light that's been out above the pool table for a couple of months now, it's still out. What is included? The video game. I'm excited to see the disc. Really, we can predict what the cover art will be. The collection poster, which the Dark Edition, a lot of people forsake this. It has a two-sided poster, so we'll see if this one is that way or not. Portal of Power. Does that look familiar? It should. It's basically what we had in Swap Force, which is a pretty good looking. It's very intricately detailed. People were kind of like miffed by that. I always kind of like that portal. Sticker sheet, that, believe it or not, I think applies to, well, actually I know it does, it applies to the Creation Crystal. And then of course our aforementioned characters. Other side here, also available Creation Crystals, collect, create, and play adventure packs like we have in the previous video, Griffin Park Observatory, and Imaginite Mystery Chests. Adventure packs and Imaginite Mystery Chests sold separately. So, how does this work? As always, Kingpin goes on the portal. He comes into the game. It's magic. It's amazing. You got to appreciate it. And then the Creation Crystal is you lock in your elemental, and, well, it's obviously elemental is determined, but you lock in your battle class, you build your sensei, and there you go. You can then chirp it. Literally, it's, you know, not like a physical NFC, near field communication, RFID. It's an audible sound that somehow sends it to your creator app on your smartphone, and then you can go in, you can order your custom 3D printed Skylander for $50, t-shirt for $24.99, not playable in the game, or for $14.99 a card, sort of think along the amiibo cards we do, or Battlecast stuff, and that will be playable in game. So that said, unleash your imagination. Chaos has discovered the ancient power of mind magic and is using it to create unstoppable army of Doomlanders. Eon is calling upon all Portal Masters, that's us, and Skyland's greatest mystic warriors, the Senseis, to stop Chaos and his minions. Now you must use the power of your imagination to create your own Skylanders to battle in the ultimate adventure alongside the almighty Senseis to save Skyland. So, once again, I've got to make the banana quick shot. It's going to be, I think, a pretty wicked cool character. Don't know that we would want to print it. Maybe a card. But I think that's going to be a cool character. Train with senseis, choose your weapons and gear, select your battle class, create your Imaginators. There's the Portal of Power. You get creation crystals, you get your characters. There's 10 different battle classes. Look at this. Conquer all new side quests and minigames. I'm excited about that. I'm also really hoping there's still a training grounds. I don't think we get a strategy guide this year. That puts a lot of pressure on people like me that are kind of like the only source for some of the information I provide. And if there's not a training ground, that will greatly complicate my life. Unleash the Sensei's Sky Chi powers, battle to save Skylands, and embark on an epic new adventure. Did we read that backwards? Absolutely, because we're awesome like that. Check this out, though. Master Kingpin, Starcast, Ambush, Chopscotch, be on the lookout for her variant, Master Barbella, and Master Airstrike. Over on the reformed Doomlander side, Golden Queen Wolfgang. I've waited so long for proper Wolfgang and Chompy Mage figures. It's amazing that this moment has come. Taekwon Crow Hoodsickle. Taekwon Crow's got a mystic version. Not sure that we're supposed to know about that, but we do. Steel-plated Hoodsickle will be a thing. There will be a Christmas Chompy Mage, believe it or not. So you're able to double up on some of these without totally duplicating, and that is always nice for the hardcore collectors, or if you're just a super fan of that particular character. I've sharpened my knife, not really, but we're going to say we did, and we are ready to get this thing opened up. So, classic full design on the cardboard, as you can see me manipulating it there. Let's take a gander, shall we? And right here, we've got it. We've got the game. Oh, there's the artwork. All right, so we got, what? Ember, Ambush, Golden Queen, Kingpin, and that guy who we finally got a name on, and now I've forgotten it. I was so proud to finally figure that out. Was it Sir Hoodington? I feel like it was something something along those lines. Don't hold me to that now. Something I wonder, do you keep these little paper tabs, the sticker sheets, or do you just trash it? Sometimes Ooh, okay. So that is a surprise. I like it when we don't see the same thing on the cover as we do the disc. I will take this. The one thing about Xbox I've not gravitated to is having the disc on the left-hand side. As someone that's got a backlog of history in gaming, the disc has always been on the right-hand side, and this just feels weird to me every single time. That said, Skylanders Academy, that thing is coming out. I don't have Netflix, but if I did, I would be into it. Here's the aforementioned creator app. It dropped last night. I've got 2 videos out on that. We know the bios for all the characters now. Be on the lookout for that on the Skylander Club Forum. I'll let you read that yourself. And you know what? Let's do it. I asked you what you do, and I'm going to show you what we do. We put it right there, just as a memento, a keepsake, a relic of time. Toe Jam and Earl Panic on Funkatron came with a fruit roll-up sample. I still have it. But yeah, this basically replicates what's on the box, so let's set that aside. Is that the directions? I believe it is. We don't need that. Alright, so we're going to pull this out awkwardly. Excellent. Empty box. Bravo. Well done. Well played. We win. GG would recommend. All right. Here we go. Here is the money side. Master Kingpin. Which I've got to say, I realize there's a lot of new characters we're just getting looks at. And there's a ton of Wave 1 and Wave 2 characters going to be available. I'm going to say this right now. Do not underestimate this guy. I feel like he's going to be someone, he doesn't be anyone's like, well, I guess there's a few people, but right now, if you go engage hype trains, he's not going to be at the top. You know, he's going to be like, oh, I think he might be good, and that guy's going to be like, yeah, you know, shut up. We need to talk about the new characters. I think he's going to turn out to be pretty good. Could be wrong, but we will see, won't we? Once again, he will have a Dark Edition available if you really like him. Here we have the Golden Queen. We're going to appreciate them. Ooh, there went the adventure pack. Appreciate them in all their glory. And I've got to say, sharp edges on this creation crystal. There we go. It feels good to be back unboxing, doesn't it? Even if you get lines in your thumb, it feels good. Why is that there? Well, it propped the starter pack up nicely. Thank you for telling me to move it. So, coming around to the backside, we got some little safety tape here. It's that really fancy kind that you think you can be awesome and tear it, and it's really hard, and it makes you look stupid. So we'll take a look at the portal here in a second. And lastly, this is what we've got left. It's going to be taped or glued somewhere. Let me bring it up. All right, 2 tape strips. So what do we do with this? We throw it and see where it lands. All right. Dun, 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 dun. This is a big deal here. I'll be honest, I was kind of hoping they'd do battle cast cards for everybody, and then they wouldn't have to be available, but they could roll them out slowly. I don't think that's going to happen. Now, what this is designed for is your fire creation crystal. This is the sticker sheet. If you note, there's nothing there right now. So let's say I want to come in and make a Imaginator version of Igniter with a fireman hat, which we know exists. I would select the sticker that would be indicative of a knight. I would put it there, and then if I wanted to label it right here, we could do so. And that's kind of a way for you to keep track of everything. Looking at this creation crystal, though, very impressive. I like the color scheme, which with that light out, man, we're kind of missing out on some of the colors. I've got my phone in my pocket. We may do something about that. Let's quickly take a look at the directions, which we chuck across the room as well. We'll put it in and figure it out blindly as we go. Is the collection poster two-sided in the standard edition? It is, but the other side is completely blank. So there you go. Now we know. Oh, there's a 4th fold there. Be careful. I wasn't paying attention to that. I'm not sure why there's a 4th fold, really. It's kind of awkward and annoying. See what I'm talking about? That little crease up there? Yeah. You'll understand when you open yours up. And there's one over here, too. Oh, no. We just tore it. All right. So, here's what they've done for us. At the bottom, we've got fire, undead, earth, water, magic, air, life, tech, dark, and light, in that order. And that's where you can use this little sheet here and you can label them. And I don't know what you do if you have a different shape, but you can make use of this. Let's go through this poster here, though. Master Aurora and Blastertron make up our light element offerings. Magic Element, Master Mysticat, Buckshot, and Pinata. Master Ember, Flarewolf, Taekwon Crow for the fire element. My beloved Earth Element has Master Barbella, Tri-Tip, be on the lookout for his legendary on launch, and Golden Queen. Tech Element, check this out, Master Chain Reaction, he looks pretty cool. Master Robo, I gotta say I'm excited about that guy. Dr. Crankcase and Dr. Neo Cortex, so tech and doctors going hand in hand here. Imaginite Mystery Chest, Gold, Silver, and Bronze. Of course, we got the Chaos Element and Lord Chaos himself. Life Element, Master Boom Bloom, Ambush, Chompy Mage, and Crash Bandicoot. Does it annoy you if I say Master before only one? Chopscotch, Pit Boss, and Wolfgang repping the undead. Perfect for Halloween. Airstrike. Wildstorm sounds pretty amazing. I got his bio in the creator app last night. Very excited about that. And Bad Juju. Why is Dreamcatcher not the villain? Probably because her figure would have been a little hard to figure out. That's my honest opinion. Water Element, we got Kingpin, and check out Tide Pool there. Should be interesting. Graveclaw as well. There's an interesting story with this guy. I won't spoil it just yet. And of course, in the Dark Element, Starcast and Hood Sickle. So there we go. I've got 18 minutes on this SD card, and we've got about 5 left. So I think we're doing okay. Let's take a look, though. This is the almighty Portal of Power making its return. We've got the standard sort of gray cord, standard USB connector. It doesn't have the depress, like a 3DS. It lights up nicely. Something people don't pay attention to. This side here where the cord plugs in, Air Element. It's got a nice cobblestone design. You've got sort of the classic portal etchings here. Tech Elements, Water Elements, Undead, Fire, Earth, Magic, and Life. So we've got the... It's interesting they didn't add the other two, but hey, it's just something. Most people won't even tell you about that. What I want to do here, you're on my channel for a reason, right? You came for the details, the little things other people overlook. So, what do I have here? Well, this is a Swap Force portal. Yes, yes. Does it look different to you? It looks to me to be pretty much exactly the same thing. If we line it up here, there you go, that's your answer. It's pretty much the exact same thing. Is it just extras? Did they love this portal and thought it was awesome? I don't know the exact logic. No trap slots, none of that stuff. But if you want to use, your traps, I think they still provide a boost in racing. You're just going to need to use your superchargers or traptanium portals. So, what do those look like, you ask yourself? Well, like I said, I came prepared. I know what you're looking for. This is the Trapmaster portal. Trap team, I should say. This is a trap slot. That's the villain vault. It's got the speaker you can kind of see embedded in there. Very, very cool aesthetic, even with the acres of dust on it. And if you picked up superchargers, or you're thinking, hey, racing, what? I've been sleeping for a year and a half. I don't know anything you're talking about. This is a superchargers portal. Had some cool things going for it. Wasn't quite as aesthetically pleasing, in my opinion, despite me loving the color combo, as the aforementioned Swap Force and now Imaginator portal or the Trap Team portal. We're not going to make it. We're not going to make it before this SD card maxes out, my friends. That said, let us begin with Master Kingpin. I'll let you take a gander at him. He is a water element. Brawler, if you could not tell. That's the Brawler logo. Water element base. That is the new base design, folks. These are getting bigger and more intricately detailed as we progress. His slogan is Stay Frosty. Kingpin hails from a militaristic unit of penguins who protect the Cloud Melt Glaciers. During an epic battle, Kingpin was trapped in an avalanche and had to take refuge in a nearby cave for the remainder of the winter season. During his solitude, he was visited by a mysterious Yeti master named Snow Wah, who began teaching him an ancient combat style known as Flipper Fu. Kingpin was already a skilled fighter, but the wise teacher helped him to understand the spiritual and philosophical nature of warfare, turning the penguin into an unstoppable force. When he finally emerged from the cave, tales of his newfound ability spread far and wide. When Master Eon caught wind, he recruited Kingpin into his top-secret training program, where he quickly rose up the ranks to become the leader of the Skylander Sensei. Years later, Kingpin returned to the site of the avalanche to thank his teacher, but no evidence of Snow Wah or the cave was ever found, leaving many to wonder if the Yeti had ever existed at all. So, very cryptic, very interesting, kind of reminiscent of a Gilgrunt background story. But check it out. So we've got his weapon here, sort of the bladed gears, Imaginator fashion. You've got the Creator app, if you've picked that up yet at all. He's got a golden chest plate here with the water element logo. Nice penguin aesthetics here. He's got, what did they call that? Like a samurai headpiece or wig or something in the app again. This has an interesting texture to it. It almost feels like we could pull it and prong it off of him. Black and white, classic color scheme for a penguin. The gold and the silver is kind of a dark metallic color, charcoal gray, if you will. Golden belt, double knotted. I know how to tie those. Had to do that in karate. There we go. The base, though, item of interest. You've got the blue wave. Note that they cascade in different directions depending on if we're going left or right. The Brawler logo. What do we have here? Activision and water elements. That appears to be about it, particularly with our lack of lighting. But there he is. Again, he will have a dark version coming up that I hopefully will be able to showcase to you Sunday. We will compare and we will contrast. That said, we're going to move on now to the Golden Queen, but I know this card is going to max out, so I will be right back. And we are back. I've got the first video up. I've got the card cleared off. It was a bunch of Minecon footage. We are ready to talk about the Golden Queen now. Let's take a look beginning at her base. It's obviously golden. It sort of has that tinge of dirt, if you will. So it's almost like a brown gold here on the base. Really kind of more of like a penny metallic type of a color, copper metallic, if you will. She is a sorcerer, and obviously earth element is going to be classified as such according to the base this time around. On the bottom, hers is also black. You can see the earth element logo and the Activision nameplate. So, taking a look at Golden Queen, again, I kind of wish I had the dark right here so we could compare them. I'm not sure how I feel about Dark Golden Queen. It's something I'm going to have to see. Obviously, what stands out to me is the staff. She is a sorcerer. I love the use of sort of like the turquoise beads here around the staff. This actually, if you look at the top of the staff, it resembles like the winged helmet trap, if you are into those sort of comparisons. Similarly, the turquoise she's got on the headdress. I've always associated turquoise more with sort of like South American civilizations, but hey, Egypt, people think of gold, they think of jewels, things along those lines. Back of the dress, this looks similar to some of the robed characters we've seen, Star Strike, etc. She sort of got just little lined out detail here, sort of hems, if you will, on her robe up top. I don't think I've ever seen her hair before. I just never even thought about it, but there it is. We now know. There's an interesting feel to the base. I guess it's just the black surface. I noticed when I watched the video the lighting was terrible. I apologize about that. It's literally the light right above us. That's why there's that shadow. There's a nice texture to that. Kingpin does have that as well, so very cool. But that's about it, man. There's really not a lot to talk about. Her legs, they're kind of a silver gold, if that's even makes sense. It's not helping me with the lighting not being this great, but it's sort of like a copper metallic, gold metallic, and then this is sort of like just a blend of those two colors with a big dose of silver. So let's take a gander at her background story. She is an earth element sorcerer, as we have covered. Her slogan, which I think she says quite nicely, I played around with it on the website, I reign supreme, kind of ties in nicely with who and what she is. A powerful sorceress made entirely of gold and riches. Beyond your wildest imagination, she'd trade her entire fortune for just a little more. But why trade when you can steal? So that's what she did. She stole and stole and stole. No matter how much she took, though, it was never enough. Through evil sorcery, she even learned how to turn people and objects into solid gold. Yet still, that just wasn't enough. The idea that there was any amount of treasure out in the Skylands that didn't belong to her was infuriating, so she set out on a quest to take every last cent of it. But she couldn't do it alone. She needed Wario. Just kidding. It was then that she formed the Doom Raiders, the most notorious group of villains ever assembled, declaring herself their unquestioned leader. Would the Doom Raiders have lost if Wolfgang was running the show? I don't know. Chef Pepperjack, too, seems like a team player. Anyway, we don't need to get into fan ideologies and theories here. Dun 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 dun. Together, the Doom Raiders terrorized Skylands until Master Eon and the Trap Masters put a stop to them, locking all of them up inside Cloudcracker Prison. Eon gave these villains a choice: either remain imprisoned or become Skylander senseis, teaching a new generation of Imaginators their formidable battle skills. Dun dun. That's a comment from Paul. Very cool. Let's see. He was not expecting this delivery either. We were both caught off guard. But teaching a new generation of Imaginators formidable battle skills as well as how to stay clear of a life of crime. They accepted the deal. These are so awkward for me to hold and spin like a... And right as I say they're awkward to hold and spin, of course the batteries would die. We've faced it all tonight, but we're still going. They accepted the deal. They had to prove themselves by rearranging all the books in the Academy's library, a task which took almost 2 years, and much to the Queen's dismay had nothing to do with gold. But this gave her an opportunity to rethink her insatiable desire for treasure, and that maybe there was more to life than stealing. She now trains a sorcerer class and considers herself, quote-unquote, mostly reformed. Interesting, isn't it? Kind of leaves the door open a smidge or two. Now, something I want to do, and again, I know why you're here, the details, man. That's what I pride myself on. That's why you're hopefully still watching, or that's why if you're watching now, you'll hopefully stick around like everyone has done since the SSA days. So, let's go ahead and break this down, shall we? She is a Golden Queen, right? She is a Trap Master. This is the new base. If we go back 1 year, we had the Superchargers. Note the rip. You just thought you were going to go through an unboxing of a starter pack and see all of Wave 1 and Wave 2 and not have Gilgrunt. You thought so wrong. So wrong. Anyway, now that that's taken care of, this is a Supercharger. You can tell by the Rift engine, that was kind of their catch. Also, they had amazing poses for the most part. Size comparison, Gilgrunt's fairly tall for a Supercharger due to his pose and the trident in his hand. I'd say base to base, he's about up to this little wafting of her robe or cuff or whatever that would be called. So there's our Supercharger comparison. We're going to go ahead and backtrack again. Why not bring in someone opposite of such a dark, Doomlandish type of a lady? We've got Nightlight. My batteries died again. I'm beginning to think it's this. They were a different pair, of course, but I'm beginning to think it has something to do with this woman. That's it. Here we have a Trap Master. This is Nightlight. He's obviously a light element. Now, he's a fairly big dude, right? Trap Masters wouldn't fit in my standard storage containers. Base, obviously, these new Imaginators are going to, I believe, have the widest base. That allows one key thing. Number one, the figure up top to be larger because you don't have to worry about them being top heavy. If you think back to some characters like Slam Bam, even as far back as SSA, some of the giants even were fairly top heavy, even with a wider base. This nice rounded, not really rounded, but shaped base with the larger footprint, it will allow them to make them bigger, and because of the anchor point, kind of dive into more intricate poses that you can sort of kind of see back there in the Shadowlands. Let's check this out though. Side by side, our Trap Master and Golden Queen. Golden Queen, this is a good angle for you. She is notably taller, but with the wings and the sword, he actually is a larger character. So if we put them side by side here, you can see his sword come up. It does clip her headdress as well. But if you just go by the character height, I think she would have him. They both kind of have their legs buckled, but I think she's a little bit more upright. So there's our comparison to Trap Team. Now, what about the other game, you say? Well, that, of course, would have been Skylander Swap Force. So this is not Doomstone. This is Doom Raider. It's a custom painted Skylander. But he's Earth Element as well. This is a sweet little clash here. We've got the Golden Queen versus Doomstone. Or Doom Raider, I should say. See, I came out with this before that was a thing anyway. Just watch my custom painted Skylander. You know what? Just to save the confusion, which this would be an epic showdown if there was PvP, I must say. We're going Team America here with Patriotic Blast Zone. How about that? So as you can see, people used to think these were just like gods, amongst the core characters. And they are in comparison to a core. But look how small Patriotic Blast Zone is in comparison to Golden Queen. Very interesting. Now, prior to that, though, we actually did have giants walking among us. I've got a selection of them here. First off, Eyebrawl, because, hey, it's almost Halloween. He is dwarfed by the Golden Queen. He's not one of the tallest giants, though. I wouldn't say dwarfed, but she is taller with the headdress. And then if we come in, had to bring in Scarlet Ninjini because she's, as you know, was holding the title of the tallest. And I think she will maintain that for the most part. The lighting is terrible, I know, but she's significantly taller than Golden Queen. We set her down. I think that's an interesting height comparison. We should do that sometime. Just for good measure, I also got Granite Crusher. Again, because Earth Element Clash, dark, not dark, has a dark version, has a regular version. Again, if we had battle mode in this game, it would be great. I still support a standalone battle mode, by the way. I just want to throw that out there again. I would love to see it. I stand by what I've said in the past. Release it. Make it work with the characters. Each new game, don't resell it, don't rebrand it, update it. If you want to sell the update or DLC arenas or whatever, do that. Just every time there's a change in the roster, new characters are introduced, new abilities, things are adjusted, whatever it may be, update it. Go that route. People will love it. People will quit complaining about it. I will play it religiously. So, me and my nephew, that was one of our big things. Last but not least, we got to go all the way back to where it started. Still to date, I've played 0 minutes of Imaginators, but to date, my favorite Skylanders game remains SSA, the original green-based characters. And who do you think I selected? Spyro, Terrafin, Warnado, one of the castaways, Sunburn Ghost Roaster. Yeah, I would have. Boomer even, but I just had to do it. Someone has to rub Gilgrunt in your face. Look at this, though. Where we started, SSA, standard packaging, little fanfare in terms of how they're adorned in their boxes. Just like stereotypical G.I. Joe Ninja Turtle from the 80s and 90s treatment. Look how much larger. She's like twice the size of an SSA core character. Very, very interesting to see our progression from SSA to Imaginators, isn't it? I think so. That said, I couldn't resist doing it. We do have one more sort of... I didn't bring the minis out. I have some, but I'm not a big fan of the minis. Let's check this out. Another Earth Element vehicle. I picked this because I thought it would show up better, but just to give you a comparison, if you're coming off of superchargers, you're probably used to these vehicles. If it was your first game, that may be all you've got, so you know how Smash Hit stacks up with a Thump Truck. Look at the Thump Truck in comparison with the Golden Queen. Again, she pretty well dwarfs it. She makes it seem small, when in reality it's one of the larger vehicles. So that's something I wanted to do, kind of differentiates my videos from other people's videos, gives you sort of an eye on things. For all of you in the US, we still have to wait until Sunday until you could experience this for yourself. So I try to deliver something a little different, something you're probably thinking of, and that again, most people just kind of overlook. But to me, it's interesting, and so that's what we do. This is our portal. Let's come in and pretend that we were going to come in here and do a co-op or something. Golden Queen, check. And Kingpin, check. Kingpin is significantly heavier than Golden Queen as well, which you'd kind of expect. She's relatively trim. Kingpin's been hanging out. He's got easier access to ice cream, you know. But I think we have done it. We've had SD cards max out. We've had like 2 or 3 sets of batteries fail us. But I think we've done it now. We've unboxed it. We've covered what's inside the box. We've covered your collection poster. We've covered the characters, their background stories. There are no stat cards. There is no stickers, at least that I saw. I could have cast them aside, but I don't think there are any. I missed the stat card. I always had the issue that it didn't match up with the game exactly. That was easily remedied. And then my hope this time around was maybe they do like a stat card / battlecast thing. Again, I don't expect the battlecast to work immediately. They could spend 2 years ushering all of them in. Just the fact that you would get it with your Sensei purchase kind of seemed cool to me. But apparently that was not the case. Maybe they'll do that at some points. Latter waves would present an opportunity, but probably not going to happen. But hey, I thought it would have been cool. So that covers it though. The collection poster, the game, which again the artwork is very cool. We got the sticker sheet. That is in relation to the fire creation crystal you get. And again, this is important. It's only available in starter packs initially, the fire elements. You can pick it up standard or dark, I believe. And then dark is available only in dark, so on and so forth. So that's that, though. I think we've covered everything. Again, it's taken a long time to get to this point due to technical issues. Once again, my apologies about the light. I will try to get that changed out. I can't unbox in the daytime because, like, I leave work and I come home in darkness. It really sucks, and then it doesn't work here. But you know, that said, it's like 11. I just ate SpaghettiOs. Last video, Mario SpaghettiOs, if you're scoring at home, and dinner of champions at 11 p.m. But looks like lots of comments are coming in, and I'm gonna go check out some of those. Get this video rendered. Start unboxing. Choices. This is going to keep me very busy, and we've not even started the game. So I'm going to get the game downloading on the Xbox One. I'll unbox, edit, render, upload in the meantime. Maybe I'll even fit in some sleep. But that said, let me know what you think of the starter pack. Let me know about what you're hyped about for Skylanders Imaginators. First video, we just showed everything that was sent to us. It's basically the entire onslaught of Wave 1 and 2 minus, you know, like alt deco stuff. So go there, check that video out. Let me know which character catches your eye, which one you're the most excited about, which one you've since learned about that might be kind of taking its place on your personal hype train. Go ahead and comment with XB1SP. I will have that at the top of the video. That will get you a bonus brick in the Wall of Wiisdom. If you're curious about that, check the description down below and become a Scholar of Wiisdom. You can learn all about that. I won't bore you with it. Perfect time, though, to join the Skylander Club Forum, SkylanderClub.com. I'm not so sure that we're going to see a strategy guide for this game. People on the forum might make one. SkylanderClub.com. I'll probably go through blind playthrough / walkthrough, sort of hybrid type thing. And of course, if there's a training grounds, Skylanders Research will be back in its great glory. So, hope you enjoyed Kingpin, Fire Creation Crystal, and Golden Queen. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on how things have progressed through the ages in Skylands. But here's our dynamic starter pack duo, and let us go have some fun with these two. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe if you enjoyed. Hit the like button. Spread the word on the channel. Make sure you follow me on Twitch and Twitter, and I will catch you back here at the pool table for more Skylanders Imaginators action.